You go to the gym 4 times a week. You drink the protein shake. You have strong opinions about form. You are, by the soft standards of your modern world, in pretty good shape. Now I am going to drop a random caveman in front of you. Not a warrior, not a chief, just an average guy from 40,000 years ago who spent his entire life outside. The two of you are going to fight. No weapons, just bodies. And I am sorry to tell you, you are probably going to lose. Badly. The question is why. He is not bigger than you. He is not some 8-foot movie monster. So why would an average caveman wreck an average modern human who actually works out? The answer is going to hurt your feelings, and it gets worse the more you understand it. So let us break this fight down, reason by reason. First, let us make this fair, because the comments will riot if I do not. We are not talking about a giant. The average Stone Age human, and yes, I mean an everyday anatomically modern person just like you, was usually a little shorter than you are and probably weighed a bit less. On paper, you might even look like the bigger guy. You have got the reach. You have got the mass. You have got that one boxing class you took back in 2019. So this should be easy. It is not. Because almost everything that actually decides a fight, all the stuff happening under the skin, was built completely differently in him than it is in you. He is not bigger. He is just much, much better at being a body. Let me show you exactly how. Reason 1. His bones are built different. And I mean that literally. If you put an X-ray of your skeleton next to his, it would be embarrassing for you. His bones are thicker, denser, and tougher than yours all the way through. This is not me guessing. Scientists have studied the inside of human bone across time, and they found something wild. Our skeletons got lighter and more fragile surprisingly recently, right around the time we settled down to farm, roughly 12,000 years ago. Before that, human bone was dense and packed and strong, more like the bone of a wild animal. Then we invented comfortable living, and our skeletons quietly went soft, just like the rest of us did. So when your fist meets his jaw, your hand is the thing that is going to regret the decision. You are basically a person made of drinking straws picking a fight with a person made of rebar. And we have not even talked about his muscles yet. That part is worse. Reason 2. Every single day of his life was leg day. You go to the gym, then you sit in a car, sit at a desk, sit on a couch, and feel like you earned it. He did not have chairs. He did not have cars. From the second he woke up to the second he passed out, he walked, ran, climbed, carried, dug, and crouched every day for his whole life. No rest days, no off-season. And the proof is, again, in the bones. When scientists measured the leg bones of ancient foragers, they found they were as strong as the leg bones of modern cross-country runners. Not average people. Trained athletes. The fittest runner you personally know. That was just a regular Tuesday body back then. So while you were building beach muscles for the mirror, he was building his entire body for survival, by accident, all day, forever. So be honest with me right now. How many days has it actually been since your last leg day? Drop the real number in the comments. No judgment. Okay, a little judgment. Meanwhile, our caveman is genuinely confused about why you are warming up. He has been warm since birth. Reason 3. The handshake alone would end you. Think about what his hands did all day. Gripping spears, snapping branches, tearing through hide, cracking bones open to get at the marrow inside, climbing, digging, hauling. Hands that do that for a lifetime become absurdly, frighteningly strong. His grip would not be a polite hello. It would be a medical event. And here is the embarrassing modern footnote. Our grip strength as a species has actually been measured dropping over the last few decades, because most of us now use our hands mainly to tap glass and tear open snack bags. We have, collectively, evolved the hands of people who are extremely good at scrolling. He has the hands of someone who once choked his dinner to death. So the moment this turns into grappling, the moment he gets a hold of you, it is over. You are not breaking that grip. You are just quietly hoping he loses interest. He will not. For him, this is not even a fight. It is lunch logistics. And that points us to the thing that really decides this whole matchup. It is not his body at all. It is what he is completely willing to do with it. Reason 4. He fights hurt, and to him that is just a normal day. This is one of the most haunting facts in this whole story. When scientists studied the skeletons of Neanderthals, our stockier cousins, they found injuries all over them. Shield fractures, broken bones, the kind of damage that should stop a person cold. And when researchers went looking for a modern group with the same pattern of injuries, the closest match they could find was professional rodeo riders. Sit with that. The closest thing in your world to an ancient human body is the body of someone who gets thrown off a bull for a living and then walks back to do it again. These people lived with pain that would put you in bed for a week. No painkillers, no hospital, no ice pack, no calling in sick. You stub your toe and your entire day is emotionally over. He took a goring from a wild animal and went back to work that afternoon. So in your fight, when you finally land the one good punch you have been saving, the punch that would make a normal modern person crumble, he is going to look at you like you gently tapped him on the shoulder. And then it is his turn. Reason 5. There is no referee, and he knows it. You grew up with rules. Even when you imagine a fight, you imagine invisible limits. No eye gouging, no biting. Somebody steps in if it goes too far. He does not have any of that software installed. In his world, a real fight was never for points or pride. It was for food, for territory, for staying alive one more day. Losing did not mean a bruised ego and a quiet ride home. It meant you stopped existing. So he is not going to circle you and check his stance. He is going to do the most violent, efficient, deeply unsporting thing available to him immediately, and he is going to feel completely fine about it later. You are bringing the rules of a gym to a fight that runs on the rules of a wild animal, and the wild animal never agreed to your rules. Reason 6. He has been training for this since he could walk. You have watched fights. He has been in them. Since childhood, his life involved real, physical, high-stakes danger, chasing animals that could kill him, fighting off predators, settling things between people without a court system or a comment section. By the time he was a grown man, violence and physical struggle were not a hobby or a workout. They were just Tuesday. You, meanwhile, have a lifetime of experience at sitting still and staying calm, which is a wonderful skill, truly. It is just not the skill this particular moment is asking for. Actually, let me just narrate how this fight really goes, so you can picture it properly. The two of you square up. You raise your hands like you saw people do online. He does not raise his, because he does not box. He just hurts things. You throw your big right hand, the one you are secretly proud of, and it lands. It actually lands clean on his jaw, and nothing happens. He blinks. Meanwhile, the little bones in your hand fold up like a cheap plastic chair. That was your best shot, and he treated it like a warm-up. Now he steps in. No bouncing, no feinting, no rhythm. He just arrives the way a closing door arrives. He grabs a fistful of you, and suddenly your feet are doing things feet are not designed to do. You try to wrestle because you have watched a lot of wrestling, and you instantly learn that watching wrestling and doing wrestling against a man who has body slammed actual prey are extremely different hobbies. A few seconds in, you understand, on a deep and ancient level, that you have made a serious mistake. And he understands that nothing special is happening, because to him it never was. And here is the part that really stings. He would not even be angry. He is not fighting you out of rage. No trash talk, no ego, no point to prove. To him, you are just a small problem to be solved quickly, the same way you would deal with a wasp in your kitchen. This would be the most serious moment of your entire year. You would barely be a footnote in his afternoon. So at this point, you are probably feeling pretty bad about yourself. Let me throw you a bone, because you do actually have one real advantage. Just one. But it is a good one. You can run away. And I am not joking. This is genuinely your best move. Humans are some of the best endurance animals on the entire planet. We sweat across our whole body, which lets us dump heat and keep moving long after almost anything else has to stop and cool down. Over a long enough distance, a human can literally run down a horse. The problem is that the caveman is also a human, so he has that same engine, Your real edge is simpler than that. He has no reason to chase you once you are clearly more trouble than the calories are worth. Your true modern superpower is not strength. It is the ability to make a smart, slightly cowardly, completely rational decision to leave. So here is your second question. If a caveman squared up to you right now in real life, would you actually fight him, or would you do the wise thing and sprint in the opposite direction? Be honest in the comments. There are no wrong answers here, only survivors. Now, before the strongest guy in the comments starts typing his angry essay, let us be fair. If you are a serious trained fighter, a wrestler, a strongman, someone who beats their body up on purpose, the gap closes a lot. Raw human strength has a ceiling, and a dedicated modern athlete can absolutely reach it. The difference was never that ancient humans could lift some impossible weight that no living person can match. The difference is that their average, everyday, nothing special body was already sitting at a level the rest of us only reach after years of deliberate training. He did not train to be strong. He was just alive, and being alive back then was the training. And one more thing, because it matters. His strength was not the puffed up, mirror-ready kind. It was lean, wary, functional strength, the type built for doing real work, not for looking good in a photo. A lot of modern gym strength is partly a costume. It is built to be seen. His was built to drag a heavy carcass across rocky ground before something bigger showed up to steal it. Same raw material, completely different purpose. One of you trained for the camera. The other trained for the food chain. To be totally fair to you, you do have a couple of things going for you on paper. Thanks to modern nutrition, you might actually be taller than him with a longer reach, and you almost certainly grew up with more steady calories than he ever had.
And finally,
in a points-based boxing match, with gloves and a referee and rounds, that reach might even buy you something. The catch is that this is not that fight. Reach is wonderful right up until the much denser man closes the distance and turns the whole thing into a wrestling match. At that point, your extra few inches just give him a little more of you to grab onto. So, could a caveman beat you in a fight? If it is an average you against an average him, no weapons, no rules, then yes. Almost certainly yes, he is denser, tougher, harder to hurt, scarier to face, and completely unbothered by the kind of pain that would ruin your whole week. You are not weak, exactly. You are just the finished product of a world that finally let humans stop being weapons. But here is the twist nobody expects. He is not a superhuman. He is you. Same species, same potential. The exact same body plan, bone for bone. The only real difference between the two of you is the life each of you got handed. He got a life that demanded everything from his body every single day. You got a life that lets you quietly outsource almost all of it. He is not stronger because he is a different kind of human. He is stronger because the world used to charge a brutally high price just to survive until tomorrow. And that is the strange, slightly uncomfortable takeaway. The thing that made him so terrifyingly capable is the exact same thing that made his life so brutally hard. We did not get softer by accident. We got softer on purpose by building a world where you do not have to be a tank to make it to the next morning. You're comfortable, chair shape, gets tired carrying the groceries body is not a failure. It is a trophy. It is living proof that we slowly won the long fight against the world that built him. So the next time you are out of breath because you tried to carry all the shopping bags in one trip, do not feel bad about it. Somewhere, an ancient ancestor is nodding at you, a little jealous that you get to live in a world easy enough to be defeated by snacks. And honestly, that is a strange kind of victory when you really think about it. Every soft, comfortable thing about your body is a receipt for a problem your ancestors solved so completely that you never even noticed it was there. You do not have caveman strength because you have never once needed it. That is not a weakness. That is the payout from thousands of years of slowly, quietly winning. Your ancestors were stronger than you. That is not an insult. That is the entire point of everything they survived, so that one day you would not have to. If you want to see just how harsh their world really was, the next episode goes inside what happened when one of these tough, unbreakable people finally got sick with no doctor, no medicine, and no idea what was actually killing them. It is grim and it is fascinating. Subscribe to Ashborne Ancestors so you do not miss it. Before history was written, survival was the story.